So everybody knows our solar system, the solar family, right? So basically the family of the sun, including 8 planets, satellites, asteroids, comets, meteoroids, and other inner planetary material is called the solar system of the solar family. So in a sense that every member of the solar family, or let's say solar system, are influenced by the gravity of the sun, and hence they revolve around the sun because of certain mechanics. Now let's get in the deep inside regarding these planets and the sun. So basically the first thing that we are going to discuss here is the sun. So the sun is a medium-sized star. It lies in the center of the solar system, already stated. The sun is the nearest star from the earth. Therefore, it seems big and bright. The distance between the earth and the sun is 1.5 into 10 to the power 8 kilometers. Sun is the main source of energy on the earth. Yes, of course, right? In the sun, nuclear energy of hydrogen takes place to give helium that releases energy from the sun. The continuous emitting of charged gaseous ions from the sun is called solar wind. The heavenly bodies which revolve around the sun in their elliptical orbit and do not have their own heat and light are called planets. That means any heavenly body that revolve around the sun in an elliptical orbit, and the next condition that it has to apply is that they must not have own heat and light energy. And there are 8 planets in our solar system divided into 2 groups. The first one is the inner planets, right? And the next one is the outer planets. Of inner planets, when I give you, let's see, those planets which are present inside the asteroid belts are called inner planets. In our solar system, we have planets, we have asteroids, we have meteors, we have comets, right? So basically, those planets which are present inside the asteroid belt are called inner planets, and they are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. And hence, those planets which are present outside the asteroid belts are called outer planets. That is Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are called the outer planets. Now let's get deep inside these 8 planets. The first planet here is Mercury. So it is the closest planet to the sun. It takes 59 days to complete one rotation, and similarly it revolves around the sun in an elliptical orbit. I have already stated in the definition of the planet. That means it also revolves around the sun, and it takes 88 days to complete one revolution, and it becomes the fastest revolving planet. It has no atmosphere and it has no satellites, and the maximum temperature is up to 427 degrees Celsius. We can assume this is a minimum though, and the minimum temperature is up to -273 degrees Celsius. Minimum -273, maximum 427. The fluctuation or the difference between the temperature is huge. So this is the basic ideology regarding the Mercury. Now let's move into the next planet, Venus. Okay, and Venus is the hottest, 480 degrees Celsius, though and brightest planet. It is also known as the morning and the evening star. It also rotates on its own axis, and it takes about 243 days to complete its one rotation. It has also no moon. That means it also has no satellite that revolves around it, and it is the nearest planet to the Earth. It is the twin planet of the Earth. So the first thing, Venus is known as the sister planet because mass, density, and composition and size of Venus is similar to the Earth. Venus is seen in the eastern sky in the morning before the sunrise, and in the western sky in the evening just after the sunset. So it is called evening and morning star. Now the only life planet. So it is the third planet and the only planet with life, stated earlier. So it is also called the blue planet, blue planet since there is a lot of water. It takes 24 hours for one rotation and about 365 days for one complete revolution. It has one satellite that is called Moon. Now the fourth planet, the red planet, that is Mars. So it is the fourth planet from the sun. It is also known as the red planet due to the presence of limonite. It takes 24 hours 37 minutes for one rotation, almost nearly like similar to the Earth, and 687 days for one complete revolution. It has two satellites, Phobos and Deimos. Nix Olympia is an extinct volcano which is 3 times higher than the Mount Everest. Now comes the 5th planet of our solar system, the largest one, that is the Jupiter. So it is the largest planet. It is the fastest rotating planet. And it takes only 10 hours to complete one rotation and about 12 years to complete one revolution. The temperature of Jupiter is about minus 150 degrees Celsius and it is covered with cloud. It has 67 natural satellites. 6th planet, the ring planet, that is Saturn. It is the 2nd largest planet of the solar system. It has 60 satellites and Titan is the biggest satellite of the Saturn. And it has a ring around it. It is the lightest planet with a density 0.69 gram per cubic centimeter, which is less than that of the water. That means if it is allowed to do, it can float on water. And it has day and night of unequal. Uranus. It is the 2nd farthest planet from the Sun. It takes 17 hours and 8 minutes for one rotation and about 84 hours to complete one revolution. It has 27 satellites and it is also called the blue gas planet. The last planet, which is also blue in color, that is known as Neptune, and it is the farthest planet from the Sun. And it takes 16 hours to complete one rotation and 164 years to complete one revolution. It has temperature of about minus 220 degrees Celsius since it is the farthest planet, the coldest one. It has 13 satellites and it is also known as blue planet. Now next one is satellite. So the heavenly body that revolves around the planet in its own orbit is called a satellite. But for the case of the Earth, we have 2 types of satellites, right? The one is natural. The natural means naturally occurring. The man-made satellites are known as artificial satellites. Next thing is asteroids. The small heavenly bodies which are present in between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter that revolve around the Sun are called asteroids. For example, Sirius is the biggest asteroid and it is of diameter about, its diameter is about 800 kilometers. Next one is comet. The broom-shaped shining objects with a bright head in the sky are known as comets. Actually, comets are lumps of ice. When they approach the Sun, the ice lumps get vaporized and move away from the Sun due to the solar wind. And as a result, they form a long tail. Now comes meteor. The bright visible light line in a clear sky, seen as falling stars, is known as a meteor, and they are also called the shooting stars or falling stars. Extremely large and bright meteors are called firebursts. A meteor shower is seen on the Earth due to its gravity and atmosphere. Next one is meteoroid. The meteorites which contain more amount of silica and a small amount of iron and nickel are called stony meteorites. The meteorites which contain more amount of iron and less amount of silica are called irony meteorites. And those meteorites which contain the nearly equal ratio of iron and silicate are called stony iron meteorite.